My beloved child, when the night gently falls and the atmosphere grows still enough to hear the rhythm of your heartbeat, that is when I invite you to draw nearer to me, to listen to the deep things I am unveiling. In the silence of the night, when the world has drifted into sleep and every external noise seems to fade away, that is the sacred moment I have chosen to whisper to your soul. Let your heart open like a door, welcoming the first light of a new dawn. For tonight, you will witness something unprecedented, a holy intervention from my very hand. It will be an act of love, yet one full of divine authority, designed to usher you into complete maturity in my spirit. The love I have for you is unlike the love of this world. It is a love that transcends time, unaffected by circumstances or emotions. It is eternal love, one that covers you with mercy, tender forgiveness, and grace given not because of merit, but because of who I am. And yet, it is also a love powerful enough to cleanse, to discipline, and to draw you closer to the holiness I have destined for you. Do not assume that love is always soft and comforting. True love also prunes, corrects, and removes what is harmful to your soul. It is tonight, in the very house where you reside, in the hidden corners you thought no one could see, that I will move in holiness, not to destroy, but to renew, not to punish, but to rescue. You have sensed that something was not right. You have noticed signs that crept in like shadows in someone's eyes, like a thin veil of smoke lingering in what seemed like a safe space. I have knocked on the door of your heart many times, not with thunder, but like steady raindrops, like a gentle breath brushing across your hair. I have spoken to you through dreams, through images you thought were random, but in truth, they were concealed prophecies. I came to you in the unusual silence of ordinary moments, where your soul paused and recognized that something deeper was unfolding. Now, it is no longer the time to only listen. This is the time to rise and act under my leading. You will see something removed from your life. It may be a person, a relationship, a habit, or something you once thought was the very foundation of your existence. Do not be alarmed. I am not taking it away to hurt you. I am taking it away to give you back a clearer space, to make room for something far better. I am not angry with you, but I am fiercely opposed to the things that have hindered you from drawing close to me. I am enraged at the invisible forces that have stolen your joy and freedom gifts I gave you to walk in. Tonight I do not come with a mere whisper, but with power to sever the chains, the invisible bonds that have become so familiar you no longer notice them. Those will be broken, and you will walk out, no longer imprisoned by fear or deception, but in the true freedom that comes from the Holy One. Light cannot dwell where darkness still lingers. There can be no compromise between light and darkness, between truth and deception. I am the God of love, but I am also the Holy One. I cannot turn a blind eye to evil that remains hidden in the very place I have chosen for my presence. The house you now dwell in is the place where I long to set my feet, where I desire to pour out my glory. But for that to happen, the defilement must be removed, the remnants of the past, the connections that no longer belong to the light must be cleansed, not by violence, but through sanctification, not to make you afraid, but to let you know that I am the Lord your God, the one to be revered, yet abounding in mercy. My beloved child, you have chosen me, and that choice is not in vain. Even though you may not always see the immediate result, even though you've often wondered if I was truly listening, tonight I affirm this to you. Not a single tear you've shed has been forgotten. Not one of your prayers has vanished into the void. Every time you whispered my name in loneliness, every time you chose what is right, even when no one was watching it, has all been recorded before me. And because you have been faithful, I will now move clearly on your behalf. A deliverance you did not expect is coming, not just deliverance from evil, but an ushering into a holy space where you will feel my presence in ways you never have before. In that place, my voice will be unmistakable. My nearness will be tangible, and you will know you were never alone. Do not fear what must be taken away. Stand firm in the love I have for you. There are things you believe are necessary that are in fact burdens. There are people you thought were blessings who are merely coverings of restraint. I see it all. I see further than you can. And I never act unless it will bring about complete goodness for you. You must learn to trust Mano only when everything is clear and pleasant, but especially when things become hazy and hard to understand, because it is in those very moments that your faith is forged, and you are trained to walk not by sight, but by faith. Tonight, a shift will take place in the spiritual atmosphere around you. The shaking may not be visible to the eye, but your soul will feel it. The air will become lighter. The tension will begin to dissolve. Dreams will become clearer. And above all, you will step into a new season, a season of cleansing, a season of restoration, a season in which I reshape your destiny according to my perfect design. I do not merely want you to be delivered. I want you to be equipped, so that from the very place where you were healed, you will become a vessel of healing for others. From the place you were enlightened, you will become a light for those still wandering in the dark. And from the place you were taught, you will learn how to proclaim the truth not as theory, but through your living encounter with me. You will no longer be one who barely survives on fragile hope, but one who walks with the authority that comes from the indwelling presence of the Holy One. Keep your heart tender, yet steadfast. Let your heart be shaped by me, not by circumstances. Allow me to cleanse every hidden corner, every forgotten drawer of your soul, those places you've concealed or avoided. Because only when light reaches every crevice can my presence fully fill the house you live in, both externally and within. My beloved, I love you with an unchanging love, and because of that love, I will not allow you to continue living beneath the standard I have set for you. I am calling you higher. Respond to that call with obedience, with trust, and with the readiness to let go of the old so that the new may come in its fullness. Tonight, I am moving, and one day, when you look back, you will know that this was the turning point, not into sorrow, but into the beginning of new life. Step into it with courage, for I am holding your hand. I will never leave you. I am the faithful one, the one who never breaks a promise. And you are the child I love with all the sacred affection of my divine heart. When you witness things shifting, whether it be a rupture in a relationship, something suddenly taken away, or a dramatic change in your surroundings, know that it is my doing. Not every loss is a tragedy. My beloved, there are losses that make room for something more glorious, something more holy. You cannot cling to the old and enter the new season. A new door only opens when the old one is shut, and I am the one who holds the keys to every door in your life. There are souls in your life who were there for a season, And now that season has passed. They are not evil, but their influence no longer resonates with the heavenly rhythm I am placing within your spirit. If you keep them out of fear or familiarity, you will unintentionally slow down your advance into your appointed destiny. I love them, but I love you enough to separate you from what no longer nourishes your calling. Separation might cause pain, but clarity follows the pain. After parting comes preparation for a new connection, deeper, divinely timed, and sent by me. Be still and know that I am God. Let the peace that surpasses all understanding guard your heart as you walk through this moment. You may feel the shaking, as if the ground beneath you is shifting, but this is not collapsing, it is the restructuring of your spiritual foundation, where I am setting your feet upon new ground, solid, unshakable. I am renewing your faith, opening your spiritual eyes to see what you once missed, to feel my presence as clearly as the morning sun. You will see the truth revealed. What was once hidden will become unmistakably clear. Words used to mask will be exposed. The secret plots of the enemy will be brought into the open. Nothing can remain hidden in the light of my presence, and that light is now shining on your life with greater intensity than ever before. You will discern what is genuine and what is counterfeit, who is sent by me and who is disguised by the enemy. Tonight, the veil will be torn, and from within that darkness, the light of truth will rise like a lamp glowing in the deepest night. My beloved child, I know you're tired. I know you've wrestled with doubt. There were moments when you asked, Lord, do you see me? Do you hear me? And my answer tonight is more than just a voice, it is action. I am responding not only with words, but with power, with a stirring from heaven, with angelic intervention, with a presence so mighty that no force can stand against it. Your prayers have never been in vain. They are bearing fruit, and tonight is a living testimony to my faithfulness. You are not alone. The ranks of heaven's angels are surrounding your home. They have not come to observe, but to act, to guard, to war, to drive away the darkness that has clung to you. You will feel a relief like nothing you've ever known before, a sense that someone has lifted the weight off your shoulders. That is my hand completing its work. As the burden is lifted, you will sense your spiritual wings moving once more, ready to rise like the eagle soaring above adversity. You will begin to feel peace in every room. Where chaos once made its home, the spiritual doors that have been opened to receive the light will never be shut again, and you will walk forward as a new creation, not only healed, but restored, not only delivered, but commissioned. I have not healed you merely so you could survive, but so that you would live boldly, live fully. In alignment with the divine purpose I carved into your soul from the beginning of time. This is only the beginning. From this point forward, a series of changes will unfold, not to cause you to lose your way, but to lead you back to the fullness of my purpose. I am establishing something more enduring than anything you've known before, a foundation built on obedience, faith, and the continual presence of my Spirit. Every step you take from now on will bear my imprint, and you will no longer walk in your own strength, but in the power that is poured out from heaven. Do not allow your mind to draw you back into the past. Do not turn around to search for the shattered remnants of what once was. Fix your eyes forward. Step into the future I have ordained for you. It is a journey that will not be without challenges, but you will never lack strength. For I myself am the one who walks with you, and I will never, never leave you, my beloved child. When the dawn has yet to break and the night still cloaks the deepest places of your soul, I am calling you to step deeper into the sacred conversation between you and me. This is no longer a time only to listen, but a time to respond, a time to rise with courage, born of reverence, and to step into the role that was written for you before time began. Do you not know that not a single moment of your life has been overlooked? I have seen every difficult step you've taken, every silent worry unknown to others, every nameless sacrifice you offered in quiet surrender. And now, I say to you, every one of those actions, every tear that fell, has been a sacred seed sown into the soil of the Spirit. Tonight, I begin to reap the harvest, not just an external outcome, but an internal transformation, not a temporary reward, but an eternal inheritance. I am raising you up as a gatekeeper, one who keeps watch while the world sleeps, a soul attuned to the movements of heaven. You were not chosen merely to live a safe and private life. You were chosen to be one who stands in the gap between life and death, between light and darkness. Through you, I will carry out my will upon this earth. Before I place the sword of the Spirit into your hand, I must purify you completely. Not only the space around you, but also your mind, your emotions, and your memories. There are things still clinging to you, old fears, invisible shame, and wounds that have yet to be touched. These things cannot follow you into the new season. Therefore, I will lead you through the fire, not to consume, but to refine, not to harm, but to restore you deeply. In the days ahead, you may feel tested. There may be situations that leave you feeling isolated, misunderstood, or even forsaken. But remember, this is not rejection from me, but the necessary separation to protect the seed that is growing within you. The seasons of solitude I allow are not punishments. They are sacred classrooms where you learn to hear my voice without the noise of the world. It is in that silence that I will inscribe upon your heart words that can never be erased. Tonight, as the wind of holiness sweeps through your dwelling place, it will carry away all that no longer aligns with the heavenly nature I am awakening within you. You may see familiar things being removed, a habit, a relationship, a way of thinking. Do not resist the shift. Open your heart and let me do my work. Let the tears fall if they must, for they are the river that cleanses your soul. I am rebuilding the foundation. This foundation is not laid upon emotions, nor is it based on circumstances, but it is grounded in the revelation of my name. When you come to understand who I am, not merely through knowledge, but through living encounter, you will stand firm even when the whole world shakes. That kind of understanding does not come from books, but from my presence. From every moment you surrender yourself wholly to me. As I move tonight, it is not just for your sake, but for the sake of the generations that will follow you. There are things you have endured, not because of your own doing, but because I am using you to break the chains that have held your bloodline captive for generations. You are the one chosen to end the cycle, to declare enough to the spiritual oppression through your obedience. A new stream of living water will begin to flow. And I tell you this, in the coming season, you will walk with a new power, not a loud or flamboyant power, but a quiet authority that no force will dare challenge. The words you speak will carry the weight of heaven. Your prayers will pierce the heavens. Your very presence will bring peace into rooms once filled with chaos. not because of who you are, but because I am in you. Prepare your spirit. Fortify your heart with my word. Let your faith not be anchored in fleeting feelings, but in my unchanging covenant. For the days ahead will require you to know, without a shadow of doubt, to whom you belong. When trials arise, your faith will not be shaken. When doubt creeps in, truth will be the anchor that keeps your soul from drifting. You are not alone in this journey. I have placed around you those who share your heart, your spirit, your vision. They may not have appeared yet, but when you step into your rightful position, I will bring them to you. This is a season of holy connection, where broken pieces will be assembled into a complete and radiant picture. Do not be afraid when you find yourself separated for a time, for it is only so I may align you with the right people, at the right time, for the right purpose. My beloved child, when dawn has yet to break and darkness still cloaks the deepest corners of your soul, I call you to step deeper into the sacred conversation between you and me. This is no longer a time to simply listen, it is a time to respond. It is time to rise with courage, born from reverence, and to walk into the role that was ordained for you before time began. Do you not know? Not a single moment of your life has been overlooked. I have seen every weary step you've taken, every silent anxiety no one else noticed, every nameless sacrifice you offered in quiet surrender. And now I say to you, each of those actions, every tear shed, has been a holy seed sown into the spiritual ground. Tonight, I begin the harvest, not merely of outward results, but of inward transformation, not temporary rewards. But éternel inheritance. My beloved, keep your heart tender, yet resolute. Learn to discern my voice amid a multitude of others. The enemy will try to imitate my sound, but only I bring true peace to your soul. Let your heart be anchored in my presence, so you will not be swept away in the whirlwinds of chaos around you. You are about to enter a time where the distinction between the genuine and the counterfeit will become ever clearer. Everything built on sand will collapse, but that which is founded on solid rock will endure. I am your eternal rock. If you build your life on me, you will never be shaken. On the contrary, you will become a refuge for those who are searching for light in the midst of the night. Now is the time when you are being invited to go deeper into the knowledge of the one who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. I am not merely leading you through trials, but I desire for you to understand the meaning of that very calling, that you no longer belong to this world, and everything within you is gradually being renewed to align with my divine purpose. This is the season when you must begin to see yourself through heaven's eyes, not through the distorted mirrors of circumstances, failures, or the negative words of others. You are a masterpiece, intricately and uniquely fashioned by my hands, marked by grace, and designed to carry light into lands untouched by life. You are the lamp I have placed on a stand, the voice I have anointed for a generation, thirsting for truth. Yet in order for that light to shine freely and not be choked, you must guard what you allow to enter your soul. Every thought, every emotion, every word you speak can become either refreshing water or silent poison. I am inviting you to live with a heightened spiritual alertness like never before. Let the wisdom of the Holy Spirit walk with you each day, guiding you to discern what is true and what is false, what leads to life and what is simply death disguised in sweetness. My beloved child, there may come moments when you feel as if you are walking alone down a foreign road. Those you once trusted may no longer stand beside you. Places that once felt familiar may suddenly seem distant. But know this, solitude is not a sign of failure, but a sacred space I have set apart to fill you with new revelation. In the wilderness, I speak with clarity. In stillness, my voice resounds with depth. Walk not with fear, but with expectation. I am calling you to be a bearer of the trumpet of awakening, not with anger, but with authoritative love. Your voice, when placed rightly and paired with a pure heart, will stir hearts. You do not need to shout for people to hear. You need only to speak from that secret place burning with holy fire, and heaven will do the rest. I have placed a burning coal upon your lips, and it will consume lies and awaken new life in those willing to receive. In this season, I will grant you new spiritual sight. You will see what others cannot see. You will discern genuine holiness from its counterfeit shell. And I will also give you a tender heart, not so you may be easily wounded, but so you may retain gentleness in a hardened world. While others respond with bitterness, you will answer with mercy. When rejected, you will still choose to love, not because you are weak, but because you are upheld by my unchanging love. You will be the one I send to places others have forgotten. I will lead you into dry communities, so that your words may fall like rain upon cracked ground. You will be amazed to see that a single word of encouragement from your lips, anointed by me, can shift the course of a destiny. Do not underestimate the small things you do. In my hands, they become miracles. My beloved child, when you are weary, when your shoulders are heavy with unspoken burdens, remember this: you are not the source. You are the vessel. The strength you need does not come from striving, but from the continual flow of my Spirit through you. Take time to remain in my presence. Let me fill you before you try to pour out. Do not allow yourself to be drained, trying to do good in your own strength. I did not call you to burn out in service for me, but to live with me and move by the power I provide. In the days to come, doors will open before you, doors you did not ask for and never anticipated. They are rewards for your faithfulness in places where no one saw. I will display my goodness by suddenly unlocking doors that have long been shut. When this happens, do not become proud. Do not think it is because of your talent, but know that it is because I am faithful. Step into these moments with humility, and you will see my grace flow like an unending stream. Do not fear when you see things far beyond your capacity. It is I who work them out. All I ask of you is obedience. The small acts of obedience today will prepare the way for the great miracles of tomorrow. You do not need to understand every detail. You only need to believe and take the next step. For with each step you take forward, I will reveal the next part. This is how I train you to walk by faith, not by sight. And if you stumble, if you have a moment of doubt, if you feel like you are drifting off course, return to me. I do not revoke my calling over a single misstep. I do not change my plans because of a passing weakness. My love is not diminished by the cracks in your soul. On the contrary, the very place where you feel weakest is where I will display my power most mightily. Come back, and I will restore you stronger than before. Remember, you are my temple. Keep that place holy. Invite me into every detail of your life, from the grand to the seemingly insignificant. Do not hesitate to bring even the unfinished things before me, for I do not seek perfection, but willingness. When you offer from a sincere heart, I will take care of the rest. I will turn ashes into glory, barren places into fertile ground. Know this, not a single one of your prayers is wasted. Not one sigh is overlooked. Every tear you've shed is kept by me in a golden bowl. They are accumulating, preparing to break forth as a downpour of blessing. You may not see it right away, but trust this, what I have promised will come to pass. What I have sown will be reaped. The harvest season is drawing near, and you will be the one to reap it in full joy. My precious one, be ready. Be watchful. Keep your heart pure, for I am drawing near not merely to pass by, but to dwell, not just to perform momentary miracles, but to make my home within you permanently. And when I am there, nothing can touch you. No enemy can cross the boundaries marked by the covering of my holy blood. I love you with an everlasting love. That love does not only soothe your wounds, it equips you to conquer, not to conquer people, but to overcome your own fears and weaknesses. I have called you out of darkness not only to save you, but to send you, not only to lift you up, but to empower you. Now walk in peace and heavenly authority. Everything is being prepared for a great season that I have appointed since the beginning of time. And you, yes, you are an irreplaceable part of that divine symphony. Let your heart sing a new song, a song born of a soul that has been touched, healed, and made ready to carry my light into the world. My beloved child, every thought, every emotion, every word you speak can either become a stream of refreshing water or a silent poison. I am inviting you to live with a greater spiritual awareness than ever before. Let the wisdom of the Holy Spirit be your daily companion, helping you discern what is true and what is false, what leads to life and what disguises death in sweetness. There may be moments when you feel as though you're walking alone on an unfamiliar path. Those you once trusted may no longer walk beside you. Places that once felt familiar may now seem distant and strange. But know this, loneliness is not a sign of failure, but a sacred space I have set apart to fill you with fresh revelation. In the wilderness, I speak more clearly. In the quiet, my voice becomes deeper. Walk forward not in fear, but in expectancy. My beloved, in the days to come, you will begin to sense subtle yet profound shifts in how I move in your life. Dreams will become clearer. The signs I send will no longer feel vague. I will teach you not only how to walk by faith, but also how to move in step with heaven's rhythm. You will no longer be merely one who waits, but one who walks with intentionality, guided by my Spirit. Each morning as you rise, ask me, Father, what is on your heart for me today? For I always have something new to give, whether it be a revelation, a divine direction, or a word of comfort hidden in the smallest details of life. I am the one who misses no moment in your story, and it is within those seemingly simple moments that the foundation of your spiritual strength is being built. Remember, you are not just being prepared for a new season, you are a part of the preparation for a new generation. There will be those who look to you for how to live through times of shaking. You will become a living exemplano because you are perfect, but because you are faithful, not because you know everything, but because you know where to turn for everything. It is your complete dependence on me that will become the loudest testimony of all. I will give you eyes to see beyond the surface. You will not be seduced by glittering facades, nor deceived by what pretends to be spiritual. You will discern between true oil and the noise of the flesh. You will be equipped to enter places others are afraid to go, not because you carry trembling in your hands, but because you carry the presence of the Almighty. Along the way, you will learn the sacred lesson of silence. Sometimes the greatest strength is not found in many words, but in a quietness filled with divine authority. I will teach you how to be still in your spirit, even when the world around you is in turmoil. And from that place of holy stillness, you will hear my voice more clearly than ever before. You will also be called to uplift other souls who are walking paths similar to those you once knew. I will send them to you, not for you to fix them, but so you may become a point of healing contact. When you share from the places in you that I have healed, your words will carry more than comfort. They will be anointed to soothe and restore. My beloved child, do not be surprised when I place you in settings that may seem unfitting. You may find yourself among those who do not believe in me, or in a place that feels spiritually barren. Yet it is precisely there that you will shine the brightest. It is in the darkness that the light you carry becomes undeniable and unmistakable. I do not need favorable circumstances to display my glory. I only need a vessel willing to be used by its master. When success arrives, when what I promised begins to unfold publicly, keep your heart tender. Do not allow the attention of people to distort the original purpose. You are not called to be applauded, but to bring me glory. Never forget where you started and who it was that brought you to where you now stand. In all that is about to happen, remain steadfast in prayer. Do not let busyness blur the sacred time between us. It is in the secret place that spiritual victories are formed. It is in quiet worship that strategies are revealed. You cannot win battles in the open if you have not first bowed in the hidden. Keep that fire alive, and it will never be extinguished. Know this, my child, everything I do in you is never just for you alone. Every healing you receive is so that you may become an instrument of healing. Every lifting up you experience is so you may lift others. Every blessing I pour out on you comes with a mission. You are a stream, not a stagnant pool. I do not pour into you so you can hoard, but so you may pour out according to the leading of my Spirit. Therefore, open your heart wide. Keep walking forward, not driven by fleeting emotions, but because you know the sound of the one who has called you. Be steadfast and unshakable. The harvest season is near. The season of revealing is near. The season in which you will be established as a living witness to my eternal glory is drawing close, and I will be there with you through every step, every trial, and every triumph. My precious one, as you step into a deeper level of your spiritual journey, you will come to realize that I am not only building in you a resilient faith, but also preparing you to steward a portion of my divine plan for this generation. Every child I choose, I train with a discipline wrapped in love beyond human comprehension. So if there are days when you feel stripped of all that is familiar, know that I am lightening your load so you may rise higher. Let me remind you again, there are heights you cannot reach if you are still carrying the baggage of your past or clinging to burdens that no longer serve my purpose. There are doors that only open when you release fear and walk in total trust. Do not hold on to what merely helped you survive the last season. This new season requires fresh adaptation, new courage, and a deeper level of surrender than before. I am planting in your heart a kind of strength the world does not understand, holy perseverance. It is not a stubbornness of the flesh, but a supernatural endurance born from the union between your soul and my spirit. when you choose to stand firm under pressure, without complaining but still worshiping. You are shaking the heavens. Do not underestimate the value of the seemingly silent days. These are the days when I am establishing deep roots within you. No tree can stand through storms unless its roots run deep. The spiritual roots I am cultivating in you will enable you to draw from the living waters even when drought arrives. You will not wither. You will not be lost, because your foundation has been anchored deep in my word. You were invited early into spiritual battlegrounds, places where only the spiritually mature are permitted to stand. In that realm, words are no longer mere sounds, but weapons. Worship is no longer just a melody, but a strategy, and your silence, when grounded in my presence, can overpower the noise of the enemy. You no longer fight as one who is unaware, but as one who has been trained in the shadows, now stepping forth to conquer in the light. I am also birthing within you the heart of an intercessor. This is not merely about pleading for your own needs, but about the cries that rise from your spirit on behalf of souls that are spiritually dying. I will place my burdens upon you not to exhaust you, but to allow you to understand my heart. You will learn what it means to weep, not for your own pain, but for the pain of the world that I so deeply love. When you pray according to the prompting of the Holy Spirit, I will open ancient gates that have long been shut. What your ancestors yearned to see but could not will be unlocked through your faith and your yielded voice. You will become the vessel that transfers promises from past generations into present reality. You will be the sacred bridge that connects what has been with what is to come. Prepare your heart for a new kind of battle loan that does not rage from the outside, but from within. Doubts will attempt to creep in, and distractions will disguise themselves as divine opportunities. I am teaching you how to keep your heart pure, not by your own striving, but through unbroken communion with me. Let every breath you take whisper, "Please remain in me, and I will remain, my beloved child." You will learn that true rest is not found in the completion of every task, but in the deep assurance that you are walking in step with me at the right time, in the right direction. Even if everything around you remains unchanged, your heart can rest in peace, knowing that I am never late. You will witness new companions being brought into your journey, and you will also witness some having to depart. Do not cling to anyone more tightly than you hold to my voice. There are relationships that serve a specific season. When that season ends, do not hold on to what has already been completed. Sometimes, your obedience will be found in letting go, not in holding on. You must also understand that true growth does not come from doing more for me, but from becoming more like me. Each day, I will shape you, correct you, and refine you until others no longer see you, but see me through you, not through eloquent speech, but through a life that bears fruit in humility and love. My precious one, in the coming season, I will entrust you with new responsibilities. You will be given assignments of heavenly significance vessels that need encouragement, people who need a word in due season, circumstances that require intervention through faith. You will not have to face this alone. I will go before you and provide everything you need, and you will see the very places that once made you tremble will become the very places where you shine. Become familiar with my presence as naturally as you breathe. Learn to walk with me as your closest companion. For when you step into places you have never been, it will be my presence that serves as your only compass. Not every human counsel will align with your path, but the whisper of the Holy Spirit will never fail you. You will be the voice that breaks the silence. You will be the one who marks the boundary between light and darkness, not to condemn, but to rescue, not to stir up conflict, but to bring forth truth wrapped in love. I am forging you so that you may stand unwavering in the midst of storms, so that you may walk into ruins and carry with you a living hope. Do not fear the uniqueness I have placed within you. Do not dismiss the deep impressions in your soul just because they don't mirror the crowd. You were designed to see, to hear, and to feel in ways that only the anointed can truly comprehend. The world may call it weakness, but in me, it is a divine strength, a gateway into unbroken intimacy between you and me. Learn to honor who you are not out of fleshly pride, but through the awareness that you carry within you the presence of the Eternal One. Every step you take, every place you enter, every person you touch has the potential to be sanctified if you allow me to move through you. You are not merely a bearer of good news. You are the living embodiment of grace walking among humanity. When opposition arises, whether from without or from within, remember that not every shaking is a threat. There are tremors I allow to reveal what needs to be dealt with at the root. Do not be afraid when something within you is exposed. That exposure is not your shamite, is your invitation to be thoroughly healed. You will not be defined by the things that once made you stumble, but by the one who lifted you up with everlasting love. I also desire that you learn how to live in divine balance. There are moments when you must act, but there are also moments when you must pause. There are times I will call you to go forth, but there are also times when I will ask you to sit still and simply be with me. Do not allow your worth to be measured by how busy you are. Effectiveness in my kingdom is not measured by speed, but by obedience. I am teaching you how to move in the currents of the Spirit. Not every open door is from me, and not every opportunity is a heavenly invitation. You must learn how to hear the rhythm of my heart. When I stop, you stop. When I move, you move. This sensitivity will preserve you from the roads that lead to weariness and confusion. And remember this: timing is just as crucial as the calling itself. You may be called to do the right thing, but if you step out at the wrong time, you will still feel unstable. I have not only given you purpose, I have also appointed a divine moment for its fulfillment. Trust the heavenly timeline, and you will see everything come together beautifully in my perfect time. My beloved child, in the days to come, I will expand your heart with a kind of love you have never known before. It is a love that surpasses mere compassion and enters the realm of deep empathy. You will no longer just see the pain of others, you will feel it as if it were your own. Not to harm you, but so you may love them with my heart. That very love will become a powerful instrument to break chains and open doors that have remained shut for many years. You will learn to love unconditionally, forgive without limit, and trust without hesitation. Your love will not be driven by emotion but expressed through action. Your forgiveness will not be dictated by reason, but by a continual choice. And your trust will not stem from ease, but from your certainty in the one who holds you in his hands. This is a faith that cannot be Shekinah, faith refined through tears, disappointments, and ultimately, through restoration. You will be the spiritual gatekeeper for your family, for the land your feet touch, and for the people I entrust to you. I will teach you how to discern the presence of invisible forces and respond not with fear, but with authority. You do not need to strive in spiritual battles, for you are not fighting alone. My name is your fortress, your weapon, your light that drives away darkness. Remember this, nothing you are going through is random. Not a single moment is wasted. Every step, every drop of sweat, every silent endurance is building a firm structure within you, the new person being shaped in the image of the one who called you. You are not only learning to trust me, you are becoming a part of me. And as you walk, all of heaven watches, for you are no longer living as an ordinary person of this world. You are living as one who bears the imprint of an eternal kingdom. My precious one, now that your soul has been forged through waves of refining fire and streams of grace, I invite you into a new Susanna time, not only to stand firm but to walk forward in power. What you have overcome was not just for survival, but so that you would become a sharpened instrument in my hand. And I, the Eternal One, am preparing to thrust you into a deeper current of my glory, where my presence will no longer be something you seek from afar, but the very breath within you. Know this, you were not created to live in fear or doubt. You were born from righteousness, nurtured in mercy, and led by unchanging truth. You are not a product of circumstance, but a living testimony of the promise I have made to this generation. I did not only call you out of darkness, I appointed you to be a light for many who are still lost. In this part of your journey, you will feel a divine urgency. The stirring within you will become stronger and clearer. Do not confuse it with the pressure of the world. It is the heavenly bell sounding, awakening your soul, calling you into the position for which you have long been prepared. The time has come for you to stop living as a passerby in my kingdom, and instead, rise as a rightful heirone who bears the citizenship of heaven and carries divine responsibility with unwavering courage. Your spiritual sensitivity will sharpen. What once seemed vague will now become unmistakably clear. I am unlocking in you the ability to see spiritual realities behind the surface of things. You will perceive what has never been seen before and hear what is reserved only for the intimate ones. And with such revelation comes the call to live at a higher level of obedience. For to whom much light is given, much responsibility is required. There will be times when you feel as if you are being pushed into deep waters with no map or guide at your side. But my child, I am the one who traced those rivers. I am the one who placed you in the very space others dare not step into. For it is there, and only there, that you will truly witness the power of the one who lives within you. You will not be swallowed. You will not collapse. On the contrary, you will walk on water because your eyes are fixed on me. Beloved child, this is the time for you to completely relinquish the idea of control. You cannot hold my hand while still clinging to the things of the past. Old dreams, outdated definitions, strategies that once worked these no longer fit the season you are entering. Let me be the one who charts the course. Let me lead you along unfamiliar paths. For it is there that I will do what has never been done before through your life. You will be called to stand in places veiled in darkness, not to argue, but to shine. Your presence will become the answer to questions that have never been spoken aloud, not by logic, but by an essence born of being with me. People will sense the difference, not because you are overly impressive, but because I shine so brightly through you. There will be doors that open outside of your timeline. Do not rush. Ask me. Some doors open merely to test the heart, not to usher you in. I do not want you to walk through every opportunity. I want you to walk into my will, between what is good and what is right. Choose what is right, for what is right will lead you into the place where my grace awaits you. I will also place within you a heart like that of a spiritual father or mother. You will no longer live just for yourself. I will birth within you a burden for those who do not yet know me, for the younger generation. For the forgotten ones, your heart will weep on their behalf, and through faithful intercession, you will unlock pathways that were once sealed shut. Do not be surprised if you begin to feel separated from things that once felt familiar. This is a divine distinction, not because you are more special, but because the assignment you carry demands a deeper holiness. I did not call you to live comfortably, but to live fruitfully. I did not choose you to blend in with the crowd, but to influence the crowd. Never forget you are a warrior, a gatekeeper, a bearer of truth. But above all, you are my beloved. Everything I speak, correct, and guide is rooted in one thing. I love you with an unconditional love, and that love will be the fuel for the rest of your journey. When you are weary, return to the refuge of my embrace. When your heart grows cold, let me rekindle the flame. The journey ahead is still long, but I promise you will not walk it alone. Beside you are heavenly armies. Within you is the Holy Spirit. Before you is my plan. Behind you is my grace. Above you is the covering of heaven, and beneath your feet is the unshakable foundation of my word. My precious one, there will be moments when my presence comes to you like a gentle breeze, a quiet, yet steady. Do not seek me only in dramatic displays. Do not wait for a great shaking to know that I am near. Let your heart become as sensitive as a leaf stirred by the morning wind, so that with just the slightest touch from me, you will recognize it. For the spiritual intimacy I long to have with you is not found in the dramatic heights, but in the quiet moments where your soul and mind become one. I am bringing you into a sacred space, a realm where the secret plans of heaven are unveiled to hearts that are fully surrendered. In this place, I will not only speak to you about what is to come, but I will also entrust you with divine strategies to prepare. I will teach you not only how to listen, but how to remember and respond to even the smallest instructions. For now, you are not merely a hearer of the word, but a doer who builds according to the heavenly blueprint. The boldness you will need in the season ahead will not come from carnal confidence, but from an unshakable trust that I go before you. Guard yourself from every hidden pride. Protect your heart from the applause of people. What you are entrusted with is not meant to impress, but to rescue. It is not to claim position, but to fulfill a mission. It is not to increase personal influence, but to carry my light into places where life has not yet touched. You will face crossroads some may not appear clear, but I will be the lamp to your feet and the light to your path. Do not make decisions based on convenience. Listen deeper. You may be led onto a narrow road, one less traveled, but it is the road where I walk, and if I am with you, you need nothing else. Doors that seemed shut will open at the appointed time. Dreams that once appeared lifeless will be resurrected as you place your hands on the very work I have assigned to you. I am calling you into full surrender, a life where nothing is withheld. When you give all, I will pour out all. When you lay down, I will lift up. When you grow still, I will speak clearly. I do not require perfection, but I seek honesty. I do not expect you to be strong at all times, but I long for a heart that returns, that seeks, that listens, and you will come to understand that the greatest thing you can do for me is not found in outward activity, but in remaining loyal to me amidst the shaking, when everything around you shifts and you still choose faithfulness. That is pure worship, when you do not understand but still choose to believe. That is refined faith, when you cannot see yet continue to walk. That is the kind of faith I count as righteous. You do not need to perform the extraordinary for me to love you, but through my love, you will be transformed to do extraordinary things, not for fame, but for the expansion of my kingdom, not to gain attention, but to become a dwelling place for my presence. And you will see that in the small things you offer to me, I will multiply eternal fruit. Prepare your mind for change. I may call you out of what is familiar. I may shake the very things you thought were unshakable enough to leave you disoriented, but to show you that I alone am the rock that cannot be moved. You will learn to live not dependent on circumstances, but on my unwavering guidance. Though everything changes, you will not be shaken. Though every voice conflicts, you will still hear mine. Lift up your eyes. The season of fulfillment is near. The prophecies you once heard, the dreams you once wrote down, they are drawing near to their appointed time. Do not give up when the finish line is in sight. Do not grow weary when there is only one step left. I am coming to fulfill all that I have promised, and you will see, you will experience, and you will live in the very things you once only dared to hope for from afar. My beloved child, now that all has been revealed, I invite you to walk forward with a light heart and a settled mind. Let every word I have spoken become the light upon your path, the truth that anchors your soul amidst the waves. Do not forget, I am always with you. I go before you to lead, beside you to walk with you, and behind you to uphold you. You were chosen for such a time as this. Walk without hesitation. Live fully with trust and faithfulness. For what I have begun in you, I will bring to completion with my own hand. Rest in my love in that place. You will lack nothing. Subscribe and turn on notifications to receive these living words, to build unshakable faith, and to walk daily in the limitless love of the Lord. Amen.